Hey guys, it's Furious Black again. I wanted to make a video talking about Isupk. When I first got into the truth 8 years ago, 9 years ago, um, I knew that Israel started with Isupk with Abba Bibivs, and I knew that High Priest Apostle Ariyah was amongst the higher ranks, and his father and Misha also uh, started the church under Abba Bibbins. Um, we all know this. This is one of the first things you learn when you come into the truth, any truth that you come in that started under ISUBK in the 60s. My thing is, you know, things aren't going to happen exactly the way it happened with Moses, because when you read Jeremiah chapter 23, it talks about there'll be shepherds that hear his voice. You know, also in Corinthians, when Paul is talking about the schism in the church, where because the arm isn't the head, he feels he's not a part of the church. That speaks volumes when it comes to, you know, the churches that are fighting with each other. You know, there was a video on Ready for R where he was saying, he was asking, was ISUBK a part of, you know, the new thing that's coming about where Israel's coming together? And he said, nah, he wasn't contacted. Um, I mean, I'm sure that's not their intention, not to contact you guys. But my thing is, you know, everything is baby steps. You know, coming together and having a positive discourse about the future of Israel is progress. You know, it's not to say that um, that is gonna fail, because we know that whatever the Lord says doesn't fail. It comes to pass. Nothing goes out of the Lord's mouth in vain. So sometimes we just really got to think about what's really going on and how uh, it's gonna happen. I seen that IUIC even entertained the notion that the Lord is speaking with other churches, you know, and that right there is hope in itself. That, you know, hope and evidence that we're heading down the right path. You know, I can't be upset at, you know, General Yohana, because you know what? He said, you know, everybody left and everybody, you know, turned their back on the school. But at the same time, you know, this is something that had to happen, you know, and that's something that I wish ISUBK would put forth out there about what happened. You know, I came from the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. I left because, you know, through my studying and through my earnest belief in the Most High, I realized that Tazadakia was not the comforter. He couldn't be, because there's nowhere else in the scriptures but where he pushes that he would be the comforter, saying there would be another person after Christ. Because he says, Christ himself says, if any man come after me, believe him not. So it's like, how can you tell me you the comforter if the man that we all follow say that there's nobody gonna be after me that is of us, that's gonna, you know, bring the church together? I bring the church together. I bring the church to Christ. That's what to the Father. That's what the comfort. That's what Christ says. Also, Christ tells you, you know, He's gonna give you another comforter. I personally feel that He's talking about the New Testament, because He says right now you have the Spirit of Truth, which is the first the Old Testament and the Apocrypha. And then he said, I'll give you another one, which will bear witness of me, which is talking about the New Testament. It says it bears witness of him. That bears witness of who he was and what he did and where he came from and why he was doing what he did. So, long story short, though, I honestly believe everything happened for a reason, and I do honestly believe what Captain Taza War, I forgot his name. My fault, brother. Says about Apostle Arya about, if I start to go off, don't follow me. If I never taught you this, don't follow me into the abyss. Just politely correct him in a way that a follower of Christ should do to somebody that's above them, somebody that they revere, somebody that is well respected in the community of Israel. He came up with a 12 tribe breakdown. Like, there is no way around that. He did that, and we understand that. So when I came in, that's one of the first things we learned. Shar, um, all the other brothers that was in the apostleship of Israel when I came in, were part of Isupk. you know. And I told another brother that, when I seen him uh, a while back, that goes to the church, ICGJC, that, this is kind of like King Solomon. When Solomon started going off in his old age, what that's just what happens. Everything that is written is for our learning. So if Solomon went off in his old age, who told you that Arya, Apostle High Chief Arya, would not go off in his old age? No matter how strong of a man he was. This came to me because I watched my grandmother, you know, every Sunday. I go see her, and she was strong. She was a strong woman when she was younger, and now she's in her 80s. You can see it's kind of losing her. She repeats herself. She's concerned a lot more about things that there shouldn't be really too much concern for. Um, she, speaks when, there's really nothing to speak about. And you could tell that that's the symptoms or the deterioration of the body when you get old. Of course she eats pork and all this other stuff, but you could tell that's what it is. I never had a full blown conversation with High Priest Arya, but from seeing how he was speaking when he was teaching, you know, you could tell there was, something going on. So, but the main thing I'm saying though, man, is we all know that most of the churches that are out here today come from ISUPK. The thing that ISUPK should understand is whatever happened was to happen. Where are you going to go from there? Is it that people are supposed to come back under General Yohana? And if there's scriptures that say that, show that, prove that, put that out. But if there isn't, look for the next alternative, which is, working with the Hebrew Israelites to bring about the days that we are all seeking for. Because at the end of the day, man, we need a Hebrew Israelite community that outweighs the bad stuff that we see on the TV, that outweighs the gangs and the clubs and the drug communities and the bad communities that we see, where we could go out here to these bad communities in the hundreds and show them that we're here for our people. We're not here just to talk and to belittle, and that's the main goal for Israel. I mean, yeah, they stiffen their neck. We got to stiffen our neck too. At the same time, we got to, turn the other cheek and say, you know what? He's in his ignorance and he doesn't know. It's my ignorance to bring him to go down to his level and act like I don't know either. So what I'm saying is, man, we all know that all the churches came from Isupk through the downfall between Masha and um, Yaquab when the stuff started hitting the fan. We all know the stories. So what I'm saying is, let's put the past behind us and learn from it and see how the past and the future and the current past was similar and see how we can change that. Because we don't need a Congress of Israel and Isupk out there. Because that sounds like the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom again. And that all came from um, Apostle Ariyah, which would be just like Solomon. So let's just work towards, building together and taking down this kingdom together through Christ and the Most High, you know. And then everything else will fall in place. We know this. So I want to say shalom, and I'm Furious Black, and see you guys.